When should you do a factory inspection? There's actually 3 times you can do one and only 1 time you should do one. Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I do for my own businesses and the businesses of my clients. Now, if you like this kind of information where I'm helping you build your own e-commerce business right here in Australia, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and also consider subscribe to my YouTube channel because we post brand new money making information just like this. And if you're serious about building your own Amazon business, you can get a lot out of it. With that being said, let's go. Should you always do an inspection of your stock, and should it be a full inspection or a random inspection? So there's basically 3 types of inspections that happen when we're doing what we're doing. Okay, so there's basically 3 types of them. So the first one is a pre-production, what's called a pre-production factory inspection, where somebody will just go and kind of walk around the factory, make sure it's all legit for you, make sure it exists. They'll check out the machinery, they'll make sure the workers aren't, chained to their machines and stuff like that. Okay, so which is reasonably important, but most of the factories that you will find on Alibaba, you can sort for ones that have had inspections done. And so there's no need, I don't think anyway, for you to go to the expense of getting an inspection done pre-production. Okay, so I wouldn't worry about that. Second type of inspection you can get done is what's called a mid-production run. So as the name suggests, once you start your factory off making your stuff, then you can say, once you've made 25% of my order, I want my inspector to come in and inspect that first 25% to make sure it's being done properly and that I'm happy with it. And it's going according to your plan that you put in place for your freight and logistics. Okay. And that's, I think, a very, very good inspection to get done, because it's a great time to catch problems. If there's a problem, you want to catch it before they've made all your stuff. Okay. And we'll talk about that a little bit more, I think. But so because of that, it's a great inspection to get done. Your factory hates those inspections, however, because it slows down production. And as a result of that, they will encourage you not to get a mid-production run inspection done. Okay, what they would prefer you to get done is a inspection at the end of the production cycle. So all of your 1,000 units have been produced, and now somebody comes along and they inspect X number of products. Typically they're going to look at 2% of your total, which is a statistically significant amount. That's the industry standard. So if you've got 1,000 done, they'll look at 20 units from different places. And that's good. The only downside to that, of course, is that if there's a problem, it's much more difficult to fix because it's all been done. Okay. So they're the 3 different types. And then the way I approach it is, when I do my purchase order, my contract with the supplier, I will put into my terms, like my supplier terms, that I'm going to do a mid-production run inspection. And that goes in there. And I also reserve the right to do an end run inspection. So I say I'm going to do one mid-run, and I also, if I need to, will do the other as well. Okay, so that's what goes in. And then I do my mid-production run. Hopefully everything goes okay. Hopefully there's no issues. Given that's the case, bada boom, bada bing, I don't bother doing the end run. If there is a problem, I do the end run as well. Okay, just to kind of check it out finally. Okay, so I do that. That's our first order of a new factory. I'm doing that. Second order, again, I say to them, hey, I'm going to do a mid run. and I want to reserve the right to do an end run as well. Okay, so I say I'm going to do it, but I don't do it. I save my money and I don't do it. Okay. And that's called a fixed schedule of reinforcement. And there's a whole lot of psychology around why that's a really cool thing to do. Okay. Anyway, so I say I'm going to do it, but I don't do it. I save my money. The third one, so the third lot, what goes through, I do an end run because it's cheap. It's actually cheaper to do an end production run. I do the end run, and given that that's okay, then I'm kind of like, okay, they passed my tests. I'm good as gold now. Okay. So there's that. That's how I handle that. But I think that the most important thing out of that is your initial sample that you get. So when you get your sample from the factory, you want to make sure that the material that's used, the way they put it together, like you want to get them to say, this is your sample, here's what it is. Like if they've used leather in it at all, then you want to know what sort of leather they've used. And you also want to make sure that your leather that's been used is used throughout the production, AKA you're not going to get a great sample and then turns out they use something shitty for your actual products. Okay. And don't be afraid to ask them questions like, what quality leather have you used in this sample? What grade is it? Where's it from? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Ask questions. It's okay. Anything else I want to say about that? And I think as well, having a really clear contract in place, that's also always important. Anything not in a contract is open to misinterpretation. And that's the biggest killer of this kind of thing. It's misinterpretation of what they did versus what you expected them to do. Okay, so better to have it all clearly in black and white beforehand so there's no misunderstandings down the track. And your supplier will appreciate that as well. Hi, this is Neil from the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs. We are the fastest growing e-commerce community right here in Australia. 2,500 members and growing, with sales, by the way, of over $50 million. If you'd like to find out more about what we do and, of course, to come and join us, get yourself off to www.aussieonlineentrepreneurs.com.au. That link is below in the description, and I will see you on the inside.